Panic, uncertainty, tariffs, war, housing crash. For condos in the GTA, I think they're at over 50 months of inventory right now.
What's happening? What do you say is happening?
What's happening now is people can't get out.
We're not seeing any change to our portfolio, to the behavior of our portfolio. You might have thought through COVID, through the higher interest rates, and now through this uncertainty and that uncertainty, my gosh, there must have been so many problems. Same all the way through. Why?
All right, episode 2. How's it going, Chris?
It's going good. It's going good. When you were a kid, did you ever drink Orange Crush?
All the time. Orange and grape.
So I loved Orange Crush, but I wasn't allowed to drink it because my sister at 13 became a diabetic. And so we never had any sugar drinks in the house. But I found sugar-free Orange Crush. It's new.
Is it zero?
It's new to me. Yeah, it's Orange Crush Zero.
Oh, man. Unlimited guilt-free Orange Crush.
It is delicious. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that. So yeah, it is delicious. So what's today? What are we diving into today?
Panic, uncertainty, tariffs, war, housing crash.
Yeah.
Canada just in chaos and people not knowing what to do.
You know, it is amazing. I mean, I read a lot of articles and whatnot and try to stay current with what's happening in the world, but I feel like it's really difficult to keep track and to try to piece it all together of what it all means and try to project ahead as to what it's going to mean going forward.
Okay. Well, what do you make of this data point? So for condos in the GTA, I think they're at over 50 months of inventory right now. I think the investor bid's going to be scarred for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be fine though. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think would happen? Like when you see that 50 months of inventory, what do you think will happen? I mean,
will happen or what is happening?
Well, let's admit nobody really knows what's going to happen, but we can speculate. Okay, what's happening? What do you say is happening?
What's happening now is people can't get out.
Okay, but what's happening to the values of condos?
No one knows where the bid is at. I think in 2024, like 100 condos sold. And if you compare that to the peak, the mania, like early 2022, it was like 2021 was like 4,000 sales.
Yeah.
So we don't know where the bid is. People are like dropping their listing price reluctantly, like very reluctantly.
Yeah.
But no bid. So we don't really know where the bid's at. We're going
to find out though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, your
comps are 6 months old.
Well, you're going to see owners, have to keep lowering their price until, if they have to get out, they're going to keep lowering their price until the market comes back. And when it does, all that inventory will get scooped up real quick because it'll be at a bargain price. Now, that's typically what I would think would happen. Now, how does it affect private mortgages?
Well, how do you calculate the LTV on a property where you've only got 6-month-old comps to go off of for the appraisal, and moving forward you're still getting price declines, so you kind of like gotta forecast ahead? How do you even underwrite that?
Very carefully.
Yeah.
So you're relying on the borrower. You're looking for borrower profiles that are strong, that can manage sustainability, right? Through to a time, this is the gamble, through to a time where there will be more certainty. So as an underwriter, you look at it and you first go, don't want to do any condos at all.
Fair
So
enough.
let's lead with that. We're not going to do any condos. Well, that's silly. There's still good condo deals out there. So we start with I'm not doing any, and then we start to expand, right? Okay, maybe I'll do these ones, but they have to check all these boxes. So when you're in a time like this, you build a new box, right? And the box, at times may be like this, other times it's like this.
I
And that's
remember,
okay.
because you were saying, and I didn't understand this until sort of the rate hike started happening and started shaking things up. But you were telling me that you much prefer stable markets. You don't want to be in markets that at least appreciate at a very, rapid pace.
Neutral.
And neutral. And, in this environment, if you can find pockets of the market that are stable or have remained stable, it's a fruitful space for lending.
There'll never be a shortage of borrowers. Never. So the private mortgage space, there's no change. We're not seeing any change to our portfolio, to the behavior of our portfolio. You might have thought through COVID, through the higher interest rates, and now through this uncertainty and that uncertainty, my gosh, there must have been so many problems. Same all the way through. Why? Because we keep changing the box.
Right.
As the times change, we adjust the box. It's a great lesson for private mortgage investors, okay? You have to be malleable. You can't, and here's I see this all the time, I'm telling you, with other private lenders and whatnot. They've had the same rate through every type of market. I mean, no adjustment for what's happening in the marketplace. You're not really competing very well. Okay, right now, when you look at it this way, what's the most important thing right now? Like in a market like this where you have uncertainty in people's jobs, you have uncertainty in people's lives, you have a lot of uncertainty spread around in many areas. So as an investor, you go to the stock market, you feel good about it?
No, not right
You're
now.
nervous. You're nervous. You go to you try to place bets on sports. Some people invest like that.
Yeah.
Feel good about it? Maybe in the moment, but maybe not after.
Yeah.
So right now, there's high volatility everywhere. So where do you go? You go looking for certainty, predictability, consistency through a time like this. And so maybe what happens is you look at private mortgage investing, you go, wait, got great collateral. I'm evaluating today's prices, today's values. I'm lending against today's values, not 6 months ago or 12 months ago's values. In the case of condos, you're a little more conservative, you're a little tighter, but your eyes are wide open and you're willing to lend at 7 or 8% for the good ones because you're looking for the good ones, and maybe there's fewer good ones. And maybe right now you want to put more of your portfolio into private mortgages to sail through. And when the stock market gets more predictable and you think it's on a run and whatnot, fine, you can shrink back down your fixed income assets. But right now is a time to increase your fixed income assets and protect and still try to get yield, but be willing to take 7 or 8 when you look at the deal and you go, oh, I'm good here. No sleepless nights.
Solid borrower, not exposed to like unemployment forces, that kind of thing.
That's right. And the pendulum will swing the other way, right? It'll swing where when interest rates went up, everybody got a little extra. Everyone, 8 turned into 9 for us. Now, you still want to be in those markets the lowest of the expensive. Because the lowest of the expensive, remember, all private mortgages are expensive. There's no cheap ones. but you want to be the lowest of the expensive. First mortgage, second mortgage, because you want the best quality in that category. And the borrowers aren't loyal. They don't care where the money comes from. They're
all the
looking for
same.
the cheapest, best deal they can get, most flexible, least penalties, least controls, all those things. They're looking for value, but it starts for them with price. Make no mistake about it. They're not shopping for the best vacuum cleaner. They're shopping for the cheapest way to access the equity in their house. So,
although features do matter, right? The features of the loan.
yeah, the features do matter. I mean, listen, all things being equal, right? Let's say you and I, who I would suggest from our time together, come from the same school of thought with respect to how to lend. If you and I both saw the same deal and we both made the same offer, both a good, cheaper offer, we identify this is a very strong borrower, we want to lend to this person, we like them to choose us. All things being equal, perhaps I have an edge on you because of my experience day to day and knowing which levers to pull and push in the agreement that might sway the borrower my way. There are ways I can make things easier for them, or do things with clauses in the contract that make things a little bit nicer for them.
So in that sense, not all money is made equal.
It's not.
Is it beneficial to make the broker's life a bit easier as well, or is it strictly on the part of the borrower?
I think, well, the way we make the broker's life easy is efficiency, right? Being able to, first of all, being responsive. When I was on the broker side for a long time, you send a deal to someone, all you want is to know they got it, right? And someone's working on it.
Right.
Because what you're after is pricing or a structure or an offer, proposal, right? So it's frustrating when you're dealing with a private lender who's not responsive. And then organized. So there's a process. We're following a process. It's standardized. It's predictable. I can teach it to the broker so the broker knows what to expect. And then they can also manage the expectations of their client, who's the borrower.
Okay. And Bev, back on the line of thought of, looking for the next big win. Why is it that, pre-COVID, you never got really excited about getting into the pre-construction game, and essentially never taking possession, just like flipping the contract and stuff like that. Like, that's been very lucrative. Why were you always so focused on consistency versus, looking for a win?
It's not my game. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of people who made good money in the assignment game. That's like, we're all playing some sort of, investing is it's a form of gambling, right? And you get to decide how much risk you want to take. And if you take more, I mean, they're correlated positively, risk and return. So take more risk, you might make more return. You also may lose more. And so where's your position in the market? My position in the market was, when I first started, I wanted to find investment vehicles that I would not lose sleep at night worrying about, and that would give me a return that could get me somewhere in a reasonable period of time. Turns out that number is about 8 to 10. That's where that number sits. So if you can get 8 to 10, very hard to get, consistent year after year in any other vehicle, if you can get that with a high level of security that you get from having your investment dollars protected by real estate collateral, then great. So I find that game and now I stay in my lane. That's all we do. We don't even do other types of mortgages, just residential. Put mortgages on houses only because we can tell within a narrow range what the value is at any time. House is built. Two people can look at it and come to the same conclusion about what it's worth, most cases. So yeah, it's not a matter of picking and choosing. No shiny objects catch our attention. I told you we're boring.
As addictive as playing the assignment game must have been, I mean, I've never done it, but I find private lending to be very addictive. Just getting that payment every month is just. I think it's because you're getting rewarded so often and so consistently that it's just. I don't know. It's a no brainer for me. It's like the reason, with truck drivers, right? They used to pay them. I think it was per mile and like in real time. Like they still pay them per mile, but like they sort of like saw their earnings. It wasn't like a weekly check or like a scheduled kind of payroll situation. It was like they got to see how much money they were making, and eventually, I think they had to outlaw that because people were just driving like hours and hours and hours on end because they were so addicted to seeing the counter go up with how much they were making every mile. They were like one more mile, one more mile, one more mile. And with private lending, I sort of like get that little addictive jolt. Like I'm like, oh, one more loan, one more little stack that I can save up and then deploy it. Just one more, just to grow the monthly payouts.
No doubt. I mean, it's all predictability. Predictability is what creates all of those feelings. I guess they're like dopamine hits, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But predictability does that in other areas of life. If you just think about when we have predictability of an exciting event every year, Christmas, look at how developed we have made the 90 days leading up to Christmas. I mean, it is a massive countdown. There's all kinds of festivities. You go out with people, you have dinners together with all the groups you hang out through, you celebrate with them leading up to Christmas. And then for kids, they're looking forward to the gifts for weeks. Whereas the difference is if I just give my daughter a gift that she didn't know was coming, the excitement is still there, but it's momentary. It's in that moment because she didn't know it was coming. But when you know it's coming, when you know Christmas is coming, it's easy to get excited about. And the same thing with investing. When you know every 15th of the month, X amount of dollars is coming, two things happen. Number one, you get to plan what you're going to do with the money.
Oh, man.
Okay. And number two, you get to think about how you could maybe do some more so that the money that comes on the 15th is more. So to your point, right? I mean, that's what predictability does. It's not magic. It's just predictability. So you're used to getting a check on the 15th. Now, here's the other thing. If you do it on your own, you have to make sure to set that up, right? It's part of the administration of a mortgage is when to collect from each borrower on the same date. I mean, it's something that we do that our investors love, right? Is that on the 15th, if they have 10 mortgages with us, they all pay on the 15th. Predictability is powerful. That's why I stress it all the time. What boxes did I want to check with my investments? Predictable, consistent, safe,
and decent yields.
High enough return to get me somewhere. It's that simple. If you keep it that simple, you're going to love how much product there is out there to invest in.
Any words for the Canadians looking out into the sort of economic landscape and kind of stressing out, whether they're looking at their stock portfolio or they're looking at the properties they own or the REITs they own, or maybe with the rents dropping across the country, you're kind of like.
Listen, you pay attention would be the advice, right? Pay attention to what's happening. Understand most of this is cyclical. So if it's going the wrong way, eventually it's probably going to come back. But, I think we're in an environment right now where you want to take as little risk as possible and still maximize your yield. But that's no different than any other time. Take as little risk, make as much yield as you can while mitigating as much of the risk. And so it's not that you have to change you should have that philosophy. If you do, then it's a matter of changing
Allocation.
your box. Yeah, your box. Which box are you going to play in right now? And I mean, something like this, secured lending is obviously, it's a heyday for private lending because, this type of uncertainty. I don't know if I had to make a guess at it, I'd say we're likely to be in this for another 3 years uh, until there's an election south of us. Because
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from them on a day-to-day, week-to-week, monthly. I don't know what to expect. So you just have to pay attention. So if you're going to put your money somewhere to ride it out, you might as well put it in the safest, highest yielding, vehicle you can find. And fortunately, private mortgages checks both of those boxes in a very good way. Not to say it's the best, not to say you couldn't do better somewhere else, but you're not going to be upset.
I'll say this. We've had COVID. We've had the
Yep.
interest rate spike.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of turmoil, a lot of volatility,
Mhm.
big winners, big losers. But it's during those times that I'm just like, man, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep well.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be worrying. Yeah, it's an interesting time, but listen, there's still this is a very good way to invest. There's other good ways to invest in times like this, but the advice wouldn't be, from me to say this vehicle or that vehicle or whatnot outside of the one I know the most, private lending. But the advice would just be pay attention to what's going on around you. Understand it's a volatile, uncertain landscape, um, and govern yourself accordingly. I mean, right? Pay attention. If you pay attention, it's not rocket science to figure out what to do right now. And listen, if you know a lot or you know something I don't know, and you know something about something that you can do really well at, all the power to you. You know.
Hit us up
But
in
if
the
you're
comments.
Yeah, but if you're someone who, isn't sure what to do, doesn't want to just have their money sit and make nothing, then you look at things like private mortgages at this point. You get a good education, you talk to the people that know and can answer your questions, and then I think where you start is with a company like ours, where you learn how to do it by watching someone do it all for you. And then, you can evolve from there because you learn a lot. And at some point, if you want to take on the work, then you've learned how. You got experience.
Guess we'll wrap it up there.
Okay, well, that was great. I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. See you guys on the next one.
All right, talk soon.
Later. Bye bye.
Goodbye.